Good morning, you're tuned in to the Suncity News Center here on 104.9 FM. It's now time for our morning news and sports update. I'm Jada Francis. Coming up in the news this morning on the local scene, PMP councillor says MP should stop playing politics. St. Mary woman charged for stabbing child's father. On the regional scene, Trini woman elected as UN Stockholm's Convention president. On the international scene, comedian and veteran slam Republicans over stalling bill to help those affected by toxic burn pits. And in sports, Sunshine Girls first to crack 100 goals against hapless Barbados. News in detail right after this. Now the news in detail. Councillor of the Waterford Division, Fendley Douglas, stated that he has no knowledge of persons painting over murals, as was alleged by Member of Parliament Robert Miller. Here's Diane Crooks, who attended a press conference at the Portmore Municipal Office on Monday, August 1, and filed this report.
The councillor stated that Miller had insinuated that he had painted over a mural within the community, and he condemned any action of that nature.
Made a statement that murals that were painted in the community of Waterford were destroyed or were painted over, and it was insinuated that the councillor, who is myself, or the leadership of the division, who is myself, I have responsibility for same. I want to use this opportunity to state that at no point in time I am aware of anything at all like that in the community. I am not aware that any supporter of mine or any citizen of the Waterford community has defaced any mural, and I must state also as councillor that I personally condemn any type of action such as that.
He argued that there is a demarcation between the role and function of a councillor and that of a MP.
There is a clear demarcation between the role and function of a councillor and the role and function of a member of parliament. It is my responsibility to deal with local governance within the municipality and within the local government area, while the member of parliament, his responsibility falls within central government.
He expressed that he is open to greater dialogue, as he is not into playing politics and he is not into slandering anyone.
Just wanted to be clear again, I'm asking for greater dialogue. I am not here to play politics. I am not here to play to the gallery. I am not here to slander anybody or to do the character assassination as what I'm seeing coming from their camp. And I use this medium again to ask the people who are watching this and reading this to look at my postings on social media. I have never stopped to look at the work the Member of Parliament is doing.
Councillor Douglas Finlay. From the Suncity News Centre, I'm Diane Crooks.
A 35-year-old St. Mary woman has been charged for the stabbing of her child's father. Ramona Johnson, otherwise called Mona, of Oxford District in Freehill, was arrested and charged with wounding with intent on Sunday. Her court date is yet to be finalized. She had been on the run since Wednesday, June 1, incident in Funterbell District in the parish. The police reports that about 7:20 p.m. Johnson went to her child's father's residence in Fontabelle district to pick up the infant. She reportedly attacked him with a pair of scissors, took the child, and left. Moments after, the man realized that he was stabbed in the back. He was taken to hospital where he was admitted and treated for a punctured lung. You're listening to Morning News on Suncity 104.9 FM. The time is now 9 minutes after 7, and we continue with regional news. A Trinidad and Tobago national has made history for the Caribbean once again. Kima Gardner, Waste Management Specialist at the Ministry of Planning and Development, has been elected as the president of the Bureau of the Conference of the Parties COP to the United Nations Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants POPs. Gardner is the first representative from the Caribbean region to ever serve in such a post since the convention's entry into force nearly 2 decades ago in 2004. She has been Trinidad and Tobago's lead negotiator on chemicals and waste since 2014, serving as the head of delegations for Trinidad and Tobago at the last 5 meetings of the COPs to the Basel, Rotterdam, and Stockholm conventions. The group of Latin American and the Caribbean vested the confidence in Gardner to serve as president by nominating her as the representative for the region, and she was subsequently elected by the 157 parties of the Stockholm Convention in attendance at the last meeting of the COPs. Gardner will serve as president and by extension head of the Bureau of the COPs for Stockholm Convention until the closure of the 11th meeting of the Conference of Parties to the Stockholm Convention COP11 in May 2023. Bureau reviews progress made in the implementation of the decision adopted by the COP at its preceding meeting, as well as the work was undertaken during the intervening period by the main subsidiary body of the convention, the Persistent Organic Pollutants Review Committee. She will also preside over the next meeting of the COPs for the Basel, Rotterdam, and Stockholm conventions scheduled to take place in the Bahamas in 2023. On the international scene, veterans advocates in the United States are in heated debates about a bill that is now being assessed to recompense those military veterans who were affected by toxic burn pits while doing their duties for the U.S. military. Mai Chang tells us why the debates have become contentious.
Comedian Jon Stewart and veterans advocates on Monday called on senators to stay overnight when they returned to Capitol Hill to pass a stalled bill aimed at expanding health care access for military veterans who became ill after being exposed to toxic burn pits. Stewart said they're allowed to stay open past 5. He made his remarks on the U.S. Capitol steps Monday morning, joining burn pit protesters who have remained there over the weekend as the bill remains in limbo. Stewart said his suggestion to this Senate would be when they come back, if all the members aren't there, keep the lights on. Stewart suggested that the officials keep the doors open and don't leave there tonight until they do the right thing by these folks. Matt Zeller, a major in U.S. Army Reserves and senior advisor for Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, also told CNN's Kate Bolduan that Republicans should move to support the pact act now, with no time to waste. She said, "We're going to stay here until this gets done because we're doing this for the people who have died. We're doing this for the people who are dying." A new vote is expected to occur early this week, but not Monday night, according to a senior Democratic aide familiar with the matter. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer plans to bring the procedural vote, which requires 60 senators to advance, back up to consider early this week and and offer two amendments sought by Republicans Senate Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania for a vote at 60-vote threshold. If Republicans accept that offer, it could pass early this week, though any one senator can object and slow the process down. Stewart has knocked the GOP for holding up the bill's progress and for misinterpreting the proposal. He traded online barbs with Republican senators' newfound opposition to the bill that they both voted for in June. On Monday, Stewart addressed the feud. He said, "You can attack me all you want and you can troll me online, but here's the beautiful thing, I don't care. I'm not scared of you and I don't care. These are the people that I owe a debt of gratitude." Toomey was one of few Republicans who voted to block the bill designed to help U.S. military veterans exposed to toxic burn pits. Toomey said the bill, as written, would allow Democratic colleagues to go on an unrelated $400 billion spending spree. He has said he wants a vote on his amendment to change the spending categorization before he agrees to allow the bill to come to a vote. It's unclear as of early Monday whether Schumer's proposal will be enough to assuage Toomey's concerns. From the Suncity News Center, I'm Maya Chung.
And in sports news this morning, Jamaica's Sunshine Girls became the first team to score more than 100 goals at the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games, hammering Caribbean counterparts Barbados 103-24 to register their third victory in as many games. The Sunshine Girls started brightly in Pool A encounter, running out to a 23-5 first quarter lead before scoring 28 goals against the 4 of Barbados to end the half, ending 51-9 leaders. Jamaica's pace slowed in the third quarter, the Sunshine Girls only scoring 22 goals, while Barbados scored more heavily than in any stanza with 8 goals of their own. The quarter still ended with a disheartening 73-17 for the Barbadians. Barbados, to their credit, did not lose heart and scored 7 goals in the final quarter, though they also gave up 30 big goals to see Jamaicans over the 100-goal barrier. The wire-to-wire victory was led by the informed Shimona Nelson, who scored 58 goals from 60 attempts, while Janelle Fowler-Reid converted 24 from 27. The Sunshine Girls will now turn their attention to Scotland, who they play today at 8 a.m. Jamaica time. Meanwhile, Alexander Lake created history, becoming the first Anguillan to participate in swimming at the Commonwealth Games. The 17-year-old got his medal quest off on Saturday in Heat 1 of the men's 50-meter backstroke. He finished second behind Kennel Allain of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in a time of 31.06 seconds. He was ranked 42 overall. Just over 10 minutes later, he was back in the pool to compete in the men's 100-meter breaststroke. He finished in fourth behind race winner Kumaran Naidu of Zambia in the time of 1 minute and 19 seconds. He had an overall rank of 36th place. Lake swam in the men's 50-meter breaststroke, where he won in a time of 35.72 seconds. He was ranked 39 overall. Lake will compete in his Commonwealth Games campaign today in the 50-meter freestyle. Now, to end this newscast, we take a look at the main stories once more. On the local scene, PNP councillor says MPs should stop playing politics. St. Mary woman charged for stabbing child's father. On the regional scene, Trinidadian woman elected as UN Stockholm Convention president. On the international scene, comedian and veterans slam Republicans over stalling bill to help those affected by toxic burn pits. And in sports, Sunshine Girls first to crack 100 goals against hapless Barbados. And that's it for news and sports from the Suncity News Center at this time. Do join us again at midday for more news on this station. Do remember to follow us on our socials on Instagram and Twitter. Look for us at Suncity104.9FM and on Facebook at Suncity Radio 104.9 FM. I'm Jada Francis from the Suncity News Center. Do stay tuned for more right here on the Suncity Morning Show.